if you struggle with coping with your stress in negative ways, if stress is really hard for you to manage in a healthy way, this video is going to give you some tips on how to cope with stress in a healthy way, because right now we all need it. So stay tuned. Hey guys, my name is Chasity. I'm CEO of Boss Lady Gang. Here at Boss Lady Gang, I help you shift your mindset for success, crush your goals, and turn your passions into dollar bills, okay? So today we're talking about coping with stress in a healthy way, and I really wanted to talk about this topic because I know that with everything that's going on with COVID-19 and social justice issues out in our community, there's a lot of stress going around. There's a lot of worry. And it's just inevitable that at some point in life, you're going to get stressed out about something. So I am a person who has a lot on my plate. I have a lot to do. And so I, over the years, have developed ways to cope with my stress in more positive manners. I've definitely been at the place where I've coped with stress in the negative ways, and I've learned from those challenges. And so I just want to talk to you guys about some of the challenges. The challenges and some of the tips that can help you deal with your stress in a helpful way. So tip number one is not to revert back to negative ways of dealing with stress. And I say that because when you are in a place where you're really stressed out, sometimes it could be easy to go to a comfortable place that you've done things, something that you've done before to help you deal with stress. However that may be, if it's not positive, it could be easy to go back to that place because it's comfortable. And it doesn't have to be something super dramatic, like, some people deal with stress by eating, like stress eating. That's not, you're not doing drugs or anything like that, but it's still unproductive and it's unhealthy for you to eat to cope with your stress just because. So if whatever your thing is, like, definitely get that in your mind. Whatever your thing is that you struggle with in regards to coping with your stress, think about what that is and think about some positive ways that you can kind of replace those negative ways of thinking in regards to coping with your stress, and those negative behaviors and habits that you may have developed over the years to cope with your stress. One thing for me, mine is definitely stress eating. I eat to make myself feel better when I'm stressed out. Like, usually, like, if I'm trying to do right with food, if I get really stressed out one day, I want to go and eat all the junk food in the world. I want to go and get some wings and fries, all of those things, to kind of help myself feel better, which is really not healthy for me, because it's against, it goes against what I'm trying to do for my body, for myself. And it's not a healthy way to deal with my stress, because at the end of the day, I'm still gonna have that stress, and now I'm eating something that I definitely shouldn't have eaten, and it's going to deter me from my health goals. So think about what that is for you, and try your best to replace those negative ways of thinking with something positive. That is the first tip with dealing with stress in a healthy way. Number two, let it out. Let it out. Get it out. Like, whatever you have to do, if you have to cry, if you gotta pray, if you gotta go for a walk, if you gotta walk down a street and yell and scream until you feel somewhat sane, do what you have to do, okay? No judgment here. I don't judge you here at Boss Lady Gang. Do what you have to do, because at the end of the day, if you're holding in things, if you're holding in your stress, it's only going to accumulate into more stress. It's only going to make things worse, and you're going to eventually just you're gonna just explode if you don't deal with it in a healthy way. So if that means for you to journaling is my favorite thing to do nowadays. I used to write a lot in high school. Obviously, I'm not high school age anymore, but I used to write a lot in high school, and I didn't really write as much throughout college. But nowadays I do journal more, and it's definitely helped me kind of get out of my head a little bit and just kind of put everything that's all the thoughts that are floating around in my head onto paper. And it's something that I can go back and read, and where I was, where was my mental state during that time period in my life. And it really helps you see how much you have progressed. So however you're feeling, get you a journal. Go to the store, or you can get it. You can use your phone. There are apps. There are journal apps that you can download. Get you a journal and start writing down how you feel. And I promise you, it's going to start relieving a lot of stress for you. Okay? Also, seek counseling. Get a therapist. There is nothing wrong with therapy. People who say therapy is crazy, they're crazy. Because therapy is well needed. It is, and I don't want you to feel like you're crazy because you need to get counseling. You're not. You need to have someone professional to talk to. That doesn't mean that they're going to recommend some crazy pills for you or recommend that you go to the psych ward. No, it's really having a professional to talk through that's helping you through your challenges in a professional, healthy, positive way. That's all we're trying to do here. If you can't afford therapy, or if you don't want to go to a therapist, there are apps that you can use. I'll try to link those down below. There's an app called Vent that you can use where you can text people back and forth, and you can get just like have someone to talk to whenever you need to. So that's a cool app. I'll link that down below for you guys. It's going to be important that you let out whatever is causing you to be stressed out. It's important to process through it. If you are one of those people that just never think about anything that's going on with you, and you just don't, I mean, that's cool. Some people can get through life that way, but for me, how I'm set up, I gotta let it out, because I gotta talk about it. I gotta let it out. I have to get feedback from somebody. I have to find someone to talk to so that I can process through what I'm going through and what I'm stressed out about. So watch yourself talk when you're stressed out. One of the things that can happen when you're stressed out is you can start to be really negative. And you can be negative towards others. You can be negative towards yourself. So it's very important that you kind of watch what you say, when you're stressed out, which is why I say journal before you explode on other people. Get your journal and write those thoughts and those feelings of things that are making you upset or frustrated or whatnot. Get those down in a journal before you kind of talk to someone or explode in a very unhealthy way. So, but just watch the things that you say to yourself when you're stressed out. If you're talking negative to yourself, you're talking down to yourself, you're telling yourself what you can't do, what you're not capable of, anything like that, definitely watch those. And anytime that you do get negative thoughts like that, switch them around and say what you actually are capable of doing, or what you have been capable of doing in the past. Because negative thoughts are just they're programmed in you from situations that you dealt with in the past and from your experience. So if you use negative self-talk as a way to cope with stress, or a way to let your frustrations out with stress, then you're going to continue to do it, and it's going to lead down a very negative path. The last tip will probably be participate in positive stress relieving activities. Participate in positive stress relieving activities. So that could be whatever it works for you. Like, some people like to read. Like, reading is relaxing to some people. So get you a book and read. Some people like to meditate. I actually like to meditate, not anything weird or anything, but just practicing deep breathing exercises, just quieting your mind type of things can definitely help you deal with stress. Go exercise. Some people don't want to exercise. Some people, you ain't gotta, you don't have to be out there running 5 miles, but go for a little walk around your neighborhood or something like that. Go for a walk up and down the stairs at work if you're frustrated. Just take a moment to relieve stress through physical activity, because that is one of the major ways that you can relieve stress is through physical activity. So find some type of activity that works for you. If you want to get into yoga, look up yoga. You can do yoga at home. Like I said, meditation, reading a book, going to sleep, watching TV, whatever it is that helps you to relax, that is positive and productive for you, that's what you want to focus on. So I want you to do a little exercise for yourself. I want you to think about ways that you've dealt with your stress in a negative way, and then I want you to take those and put a strategy to how you would deal with those issues in a positive way. Like replace them with, if you used to drink just to deal with your stress, replace that with something else. Maybe now you're not going to go for a drink. Maybe you're going to go for a walk. Maybe you're going to meditate. Maybe you're going to go to the gym and punch some punching bags or something. I don't know. Maybe you're going to throw some axes. You know, they got the little places where you can throw axes and stuff, child. So, you know, do something like that to help you kind of relieve your stress in a positive way. Those are all of my tips that I have for you guys. I'm going to link below, as I mentioned in the video, the therapy apps that you can use, and free therapy, free therapy and free counseling. I'm going to link those down in the description. I am not a licensed counselor, so I do not want you guys to think that I'm a licensed counselor, but I do like to speak on my experience and for things that have worked particularly for me. So hopefully these tips were helpful for you guys. And I also will link below my planner. I know we're talking about coping with stress, but one way to get rid of anxiety, well, for me, is to make sure that I have a plan. And planning really helps me to stay a little bit less stress-free, because I have so much on my plate. I cannot leave it to my brain to remember everything. I have to have a planner, and I have to have a strategy. So I will link the goal planner in the description. And it's a really cool planner for you guys that has like your monthly goal planning, and then it's a strategy session here where you take your top 3 goals to create the strategies for them. And I will link that in the description below. It's free shipping on the planners, and it's a planner that I created for Boss Lady Gang. So check out the website too, you know, if you want to check out the planner as well. But that's all I have for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'd be happy to help them. I'll link the email below to my email for Boss Lady Gang. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll link my social media pages to, you can DM me any questions as well. But that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for watching.